In this video, I am going to tell you some answers to this question: how can I create my own website? I will give you important tips about how to create a website for free so that you know how to build a website for business. And we are starting right now. Hello, my name is Ashley. Welcome to another video. If this is your first time here, start now by subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss any new videos. Please give the video a like because that motivates me to make content for you. Thank you very much. Let's get to it. Okay, now this video is going to tell you how to build a website. Let's start off. Whether you are a freelance photographer, own a hardware store, or you have another type of small business, having a great website is essential for your company's or brand's success. If you are looking to build a new startup website or make your current site more effective, I am going to give you some key steps to getting started and helping your small business website compete more effectively in the online marketplace. I will now give you some brilliant tips on how to create your own website. Here we go. Okay, so the first tip I will give you is have a good domain name. Your domain name, also known as your website address, is often the entry point to your website. It is important that it makes a good impression for usability purposes, as well as for search engine optimization or SEO. Now let me give you some tips for coming up with an optimal domain name. I suggest that you make it easy to spell. Try not to use slang, made up, or extremely esoteric words. I advise that you keep it as short as possible. The shorter it is, the easier it is to remember and type correctly. I recommend that you use the proper domain extension. You want to try to always make it a .com domain name, as opposed to a .net, a .co, or any other extension, unless it is more appropriate to use another extension, such as a .gov or a .edu or a .org. I suggest that you avoid numbers and hyphens. They are hard to remember and less elegant and memorable than word-only domain names, and they may be misunderstood when vocalizing the domain name. I would advise you to make the website address broad to facilitate future growth. For example, Amazon.com is a much broader website address than booksonline.com. and allows Amazon to sell pretty much every type of consumer good instead of books only, as was its original purpose. You want to ensure that it is memorable. With so many websites on the internet, it is important that your website name is catchy so people will remember for how to access it in the future. I would suggest that you research the domain name. You can Google it to see if a similar website address already exists online and search on uspot.gov to make sure it does not contain any registered trademarks. I would recommend you check if the price is right. Determine if you can purchase your desired website address at a reasonable price, since most good domain names are taken and will need to be bought out from the current owner. My advice is to avoid nonsensical names. You want to choose a name that conveys a meaning so that users will know immediately what your business is. Yahoo and Google are catchy names, but they were very expensive to brand, and your small business may not have the same budget. I suggest that you create an SEO-friendly URL. When appropriate, try to come up with an SEO-friendly website address that includes keywords and geolocations. For example, www.lasvegaselectrician.com. Okay, so the next tip I have for you is purchase secure, scalable website hosting with good tech support. A website host, or sometimes referred to as a website hosting provider, is a company that offers the technology and services necessary for a website to be viewed on the internet. You connect your domain name to your hosting provider so that when users visit your website address, they are shown your website that you store on your hosting account. Hosting services can cost anywhere between $2 to $100 plus per month. Now this will depend on the kind of technology and support that you choose. You can usually get a discount if you purchase a yearly plan as opposed to a monthly plan. I will now give you some guidelines for choosing a good website hosting plan. Although you can get a shared server hosting plan for as little as $2 per month, I would typically advise against this. Let me tell you what shared hosting means. It means you are basically sharing a server and its resources with other customers, which can make the performance of your website suffer. Also, if one of the other websites on your shared server is hacked, it is possible for your website to also be infected. A dedicated server hosting plan is the most expensive option. The cost can range from around $97 to $2,000 per month, but it would make your website perform more effectively and better. Having a dedicated server plan means that the physical server machine is entirely dedicated to your site. Therefore, all the resources are yours, and it is more secure than a shared hosting plan, as long as the technology is optimal. However, it is much more expensive than what most small businesses usually are willing to pay. Once you have a very high performing website, this may be what you need, but I would suggest not to use it for the early stages of your small business. Here is what I suggest you do. The compromise I typically recommend is a virtual private server or a VPS hosting plan which offers the best of both worlds. The cost ranges from around $20 to $50 per month, which is affordable for the hosting services that you will receive. A VPS is one machine that is partitioned to act as multiple machines, which gives it a similar affordability to shared hosting, with similar security and performance potential as a dedicated server hosting plan. I recommend that you make sure your hosting company has phone and/or chat support so you can be helped quickly if you have a problem. Email support can often take too long and become frustrating when a problem needs to be resolved immediately. Phone support is best, but chatting works well too. There needs to be an easy to use server interface like cPanel to access your server. You do not want to have to use terminal commands to view your server contents and make changes, unless you can afford to hire a professional server administrator to help you. I highly recommend that you check to see what kind of server security is in place on the server that you are considering. You will want to be able to access your server via the Secure File Transfer Protocol, which is known as the SFTP. There should be daily backups being made of your server contents. There should also be an easy one or two click method to install Secure Sockets Layer, otherwise known as an SSL certificate. Make sure the hosting company performs regular security maintenance. Ideally, your hosting company has a published security protocol that you can review so you know how they keep their servers safe. Now, some popular website hosting companies that you can use include GoDaddy, DreamHost, Bluehost, InMotion, and SiteGround. Here is my next tip to help you create a website. I suggest that you prominently display a clear description of your business. It is important to let people know who you are and what you do right away so they don't feel confused when they visit your small business website. I would also suggest that you make sure your main homepage banner, which is also known as a hero image, and subsequent banners are visual representations of your services, and also that you have an introductory text blurb near the top of the page that describes who you are and what you do. I would also recommend that you additionally make sure both your main and footer navigation menus have the About Us page links easily accessible so people can click them and read more about your business in depth. The next powerful tip I have for you is use the best content management system. A content management system, otherwise known as a CMS, is a software program or application that is used to create and manage digital content. A good CMS will help you maintain your website, and you don't need much technical knowledge to use it. I suggest that you should choose a CMS that is designed for your unique needs. Different systems are used for different reasons, such as user friendliness, extensibility, and budget. Let me tell you about a popular system and give you some insight about their strengths and weaknesses. WordPress is the world's most popular CMS. It has a vast active support community and many useful plugins to extend the functionality of your website. And if you cannot find a plugin that does what you want, it is easy to find a WordPress developer who can make one for you. WordPress is also free and relatively simple to install. Most website developers are familiar with it, so it is not hard to find an individual or agency that can work on your site. I'd highly recommend that you use WordPress to create your websites due to its flexibility and extensibility. So, of all the things that I have covered in this tutorial will help you create your own website. Make sure you don't forget to check out the link down below to the WordPress Starter online course. This course will help you develop your digital skills and provide you with all the training and the knowledge you need to create a profitable website business from start to finish. The link is in the description below, so check it out now. Please give the video a like and hit that subscribe button now so you never miss a video. Please connect on Facebook. I have put the link to the Facebook page in the description under this video. If you have any questions, make sure to comment them down below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.